I have a perfect no-sew amigurumi heart shape for you today as a tutorial. So let's grab your hooks and let's get started. So first what we are going to need yarn. I am concretely using Hobby Cotton 888 with 4mm hook, some stitch marker, scissors, and now we can start. First we are starting with making a magic ring. Okay, so grabbing our yarn around our two fingers like this, crossing it like this, turning over, grabbing the hook, going under the first yarn and grabbing the second yarn like this. Okay, and grabbing the yarn right here that I'm holding it with my pinky and pulling through. Perfect. Now this is my magic ring. Now in the magic ring itself I am going to make 8 single crochet, and in the first one I am going to place my stitch marker. Now I am going to close the magic ring like this. Perfect. So this was our round 1. In the round 2 we are going to increase in each of the stitch, which means we are going to placing 2 single crochet in one stitch. Okay, so this is my first single crochet and second single crochet. Don't forget to put the stitch marker into your first stitch. Okay, so in each of the stitch you are going to place 2 single crochet, and at the end you will have 16 stitches, and I will meet you there. In our round 3 we are going to make 1 increase, so 2 single crochet in one stitch, and into the next stitch we are just going to place 1 single crochet. Okay, so we will be all the time switching between 1 increase and 1 single crochet all the way till the end. At the end we will have 24 stitches, and I will meet you there. Okay, so now from the row 4 till the row 6 we are just going to simply single crochet all the way. Okay, so in each stitch just 1 single crochet, so 24 stitches all together, and I will meet you by the end of the row 6. Okay, once you are done with your row 6 you are just going to cut the yarn, okay, and pull up the loop, and now I'm going to show you how to make this, let's say, invisible fasten off. So this was our first stitch. Okay, I already removed the marker. So I am going with my hook into the next stitch from inside out like this, grabbing the yarn, pulling through. Okay, now I am going into my last stitch right here from inside out like this, grabbing the yarn and pulling through, and I kind of created, you see I can pull it out, kind of fake stitch right here. Okay, so this is the first, let's say, half of our heart, first stop. Okay, so we will just move this aside. Now from row 1 till the row 6 do exactly the same thing like we did, but do not fasten off. Okay, so something like here, and now we are going to join those two together. So row 7, first we are going to, into our first part that we have currently on our hook, we are going to crochet 12 single crochet. Okay, so in the next 12 stitches just 1 single crochet, so 12 times. Okay, perfect. Now I am going to grab my first part, going into that fake stitch right here. Okay, like this, tighten this up. Okay, now grabbing my working yarn and making single crochet. Up. Perfect, tightening it up. Now I will, in the second part I will do 23 more stitches because we ended up with 24 stitches. So this was my first stitch, so now I will just simply make single crochet in the remaining 23 stitches, so altogether 24, and I will meet you to join from the other side. This is my 24 stitch right there. Okay, and now this is my stitch in my first part where I started, so this is the one. So I'm going into the next one that is free right here, and as of there I will make my remaining 12 single crochet that I have remaining on this part. Okay, and I will meet you once you are done with your 12 single crochet. Okay. So this was our row 7. Before we continue crocheting we need to somehow close this hole right here. Okay, so very simple, what we will do, we will grab our hook, go under that stitch in our first part, in our second part as well. okay, and we will try to kind of make a loop. So I will grab the yarn like this, because I just want to come with an end only on this side, okay? So I will have a loop here. Why? Because I just want to make simple knot. So pulling the yarn like this and just making a simple knot. And you see, we don't have a hole anymore, okay? Just simple as that. If you want to secure it more, you can like make another knot or something. It's really up to you. For me, it's enough like this. I will just a little bit make shorter these yarns so they are not bothering me. Okay, and now we will continue crocheting like in a circle, kind of. Okay, so now we have altogether 48 stitches. So in the row 8, just simply single crochet all the way. Okay, do not forget these 2 stitches. So we have 48 stitches altogether, so better count them, so then you make sure that you don't forget anything. And I will meet you by the end of the row 8. Okay, as of row 9 we are starting with our decreases. Okay, so I will show you how to make an invisible decrease. So we are going into our front loop of our stitch only, going into the next stitch immediately, front loop only. Okay, so now I have 3 loops on my hook. Now pulling the yarn first through first 2 loops, and then another 2 loops. Okay, so this was my decrease and also my first stitch, so putting a stitch marker there. Now I am going to single crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am going to show you this invisible decrease one more time. Okay, so front loop only, going into the next stitch, front loop only, pulling through first 2 loops, and then again pulling through first 2 loops, and single crochet into the next 4 stitches. And we are going to repeat this all the way till the end. So 1 decrease and then crocheting into the next 4 stitches, and I will meet you at the end of the row 9. Okay, so this is how your work should look like by the end of the row 9. Now in the row 10 we are going to just simply single crochet all the way. Okay, then for the row 11 we are going to make 1 decrease and then single crochet into the next 3 stitches. Then row 12 we are going to single crochet all around. Row 13 we are going to decrease and single crochet into the next 2 stitches. Row 14 single crochet all around. Row 15 we are going to decrease and single crochet, so switching between decrease and single crochet. Row 16 we are going to just simply single crochet, and I will meet you by the end of the row 16. Okay, so this is how your work should look like by the end of the row 16. So before we continue with our row 17, our last row, we are going to now fill the heart. Okay, so fill it with any filling that you have. Okay, and then we will do, then after you are done, make decreases in each of the stitch, so basically 80 decreases. Okay, this will be our last stitch, our last row, and I will meet you there. So now once your heart is filled, okay, so this is how your heart looks right now. You are done with the last row 17. Okay, we are just going to simply fasten off, make sure it's properly filled. Maybe I will add a little bit more here at the end. Come, it's a bit tricky. Okay, good. So now we are going to close this hole. Very simple. So we have last 8 stitches right here. Okay, so we are going to pull our hook through the first stitch from outside in and grab the yarn and pull through. Then we are going to the next stitch from inside out and pulling the yarn, then again from outside in, inside out for all 8 stitches. Okay, Perfect. And now we are just going to tighten it up. Perfect. You will just hide the yarn and your heart is done. And that would be all for today. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. If so, please don't forget to give a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, so then you can keep up with all of my upcoming crochet tutorials. Until next time, happy crocheting!